The old houses in Amsterdam are built on piles. The upper soil layer in Amsterdam is mostly composed of old peat, too weak for the foundations of buildings. But at around 12 meters is the so-called first sand layer. This is sufficiently firm to support foundations. So in the 17th century, long pine piles were driven into the ground to act as a solid foundation for the buildings. The tips of the piles were driven into the first sand layer. During the construction of the North-South line, it's important that these piles are not weakened when cutting the tunnels. Therefore, apart from a section in the pipe district, the tunnel boring machines will not bore under these supports. The tunnels mainly correspond with the street layout and will be cut at such a depth that the pile foundations will not be affected. There is another completely different yet very special aspect to the construction of the North-South line: archaeology. The digging has meant that archaeologists can excavate for the first time in these locations. Old shoring and quay walls and especially ancient objects which had been immersed in mortar have been discovered. A unique opportunity to discover more about the earliest period of Amsterdam and its inhabitants. Considerable research was carried out before construction began, for example, into the soil composition, the condition of the residential foundations, and the feasibility of all aspects of the project. Tram lines and cables were moved, unstable foundations were strengthened. Long before construction began, a unique measurement system, the largest in the world, monitored any shifts in the buildings. Small mirrors, prisms, were installed in houses along the construction route. Every day, at various times, special measuring equipment monitored the position of each mirror. Action could then be taken should any shift occur. There should be as little disturbance as possible to daily life during construction. Moreover, it's very important that local people, shopkeepers and visitors to Amsterdam are kept fully informed about the construction activities. This is done, among other things, by means of the project office's own publications, information points, a website and various media outlets. A special method is used for the construction of the underground stations for the North-South line, the walls roof method. It has many advantages. Construction takes place in various phases, allowing traffic to continue as normal. Above-ground disruption is limited because the stations are mostly constructed underground. So how does this method work in practice? Initially, a diaphragm wall is constructed on one side of the station. The walls are placed to a depth of 40 meters. Traffic continues unhindered on the other side of the street. To construct the walls, a deep groove is first dug, which is injected to prevent collapse with a mixture of water and clay called bentonite. The steel reinforcing is placed within this mixture. It is then filled with concrete, and at the same time the bentonite is pumped away. The walls are 1.2 meters thick. When the wall is finished, the roof or decking is placed over this half. Traffic can then be relocated to this side, and the second diaphragm wall can be constructed on the other side. Once the roof is in place, an underground concrete box has been created. Traffic above can flow as normal. The underground station can then be excavated and finished. The Centuurbaan station will be very special. The Ferdinand Bolstraat is so narrow that the metro tunnels will not be bored next to but above each other. The station platforms will also be one on top of each other. The deepest platform will be located at a depth of 26 meters. When the North-South line is finally finished, Amsterdam, the economic heart, will boast a 9.5-kilometer long artery. It will then be possible to travel from north to south in just 16 minutes. Moreover, the line can later be extended to the north and south. Consequently, the creeping gridlock which threatened the infrastructure, economy, and the city centre itself has been avoided. And the city again faces a prosperous future with a new metro line of which it can be proud.